Have you ever felt like some people just can't stand being around you, even when you've done nothing wrong? What if I told you that your energy, your aura, is the reason why? You've felt it before, right? That strange, almost unexplainable discomfort when someone seems to avoid you or react negatively without any clear reason. It's unsettling, isn't it? You did nothing to deserve it. But what if the problem isn't you at all? What if it's something deeper, something invisible, something powerful that you're radiating without even realizing it? Your aura, the energy you project, has the ability to attract or repel. And the truth is, not everyone is ready to handle the intensity of it. The uncomfortable truth is that your energy might be unsettling to those around you. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but because your aura stirs something in them they're not prepared to face. Are you ready to uncover why this happens? Your aura isn't just a subtle background detail of who you are. It's a magnetic force that silently governs every social interaction you have. It's the energy that people pick up on before you even say a word. The truth is, whether you're aware of it or not, your aura has the power to both attract and repel. And what's unsettling is that not everyone is prepared to handle it. Some people might be drawn to you like a magnet, while others might feel an inexplicable discomfort, as if your presence is too much for them to process. This energy isn't just an abstract concept, it has real effects. Your aura influences the way others perceive you and respond to you, even when you're unaware of its impact. It's why you might walk into a room and instantly feel either welcomed or unwelcome, without anyone saying a word. There's something unspoken that passes between you and others, a silent exchange that defines how you're perceived and how others experience your energy. But here's the kicker, most of the time, people are completely unaware of the force they're dealing with. So what exactly is it that makes your aura so powerful? It's a combination of your thoughts, emotions, and the unconscious energy you carry with you. Every interaction is colored by this invisible field, and it's not always as innocent as it seems. Sometimes this energy can cause an unsettling effect in people, even when no negative intention exists. It's as though your presence triggers something deep within them, something they may not even understand themselves. And when this happens, it's not a coincidence, it's the power of your aura at work. What's fascinating about this unseen force is that it doesn't follow a set of rules we can easily identify. Your aura doesn't care about your conscious intentions. It simply projects your emotional and psychological state to others. And because many people don't understand how or why certain interactions make them feel a certain way, they tend to write it off as chance or personality clashes. But deep down, they feel something isn't quite right. And this is where the real power of your aura comes into play. Now let's dive deeper into how your aura truly functions. If you think about it, this energy is a reflection of your innermost state. Your fears, your desires, your unresolved issues, they all leak into the way you show up in the world. And it's not always about what you consciously project. It's about what's buried beneath the surface, influencing everything you do. This makes your aura incredibly unpredictable, because what you intend to project may not always match what others perceive. And that discrepancy is what causes the most intense reactions. So the question remains, why do some people handle your energy effortlessly while others can't stand it? Why does your presence elicit such varying responses? As we move forward, we'll explore the deeper layers of your aura, how it reveals not just your personality, but your unconscious mind. The truth is, your aura isn't just about what you project, but about what others feel when they're near you. It's time to unravel this mystery and uncover the power hidden in your own energy. An aura is not something you can touch, but it's the subtle, almost imperceptible energy that surrounds you. It's a feeling that people sense when you enter a room, before you've even said a word. Imagine this. Have you ever met someone and immediately felt that they were vibrating with a certain energy, whether positive or negative? That's their aura speaking to you. It's an invisible, yet profoundly powerful force that colors every interaction you have with the world. While we might not see it with our eyes, we can feel it, and it shapes the way we connect with others on a deeper level. This energy is more than just a passive reflection of who you are. It's actively shaping your relationships. Every conversation you engage in, every glance you exchange, is filtered through this energy field. It's why some people leave you feeling inspired, while others drain your energy without saying much. The aura is that silent force that either draws people toward you or pushes them away, creating a subtle but undeniable impact. It doesn't matter if you're aware of it or not. Your energy speaks louder than words ever could. When you think about it, your aura is an extension of your emotions, thoughts, and experiences. It's the culmination of everything you've ever felt, every intention you've ever had, and every action you've taken. It's the sum of your past traumas, your desires, your unresolved conflicts, and your highest aspirations. In a way, it's an energetic fingerprint that is unique to you, crafted by both conscious and unconscious forces. And just like a fingerprint, it can tell a lot about your inner state, even when you're trying to hide it from the world. But here's the catch. Most people aren't aware of the way their aura is constantly influencing others. We live in a world where most interactions are focused on words, on what is said out loud. But the truth is, what we don't say often has a far greater impact. Your body language, your presence, the subtle energy that radiates from you. That's where the real connection happens. It's as if we all have an invisible network around us, and that network is constantly shifting depending on how we feel about ourselves and the world around us. And yet, while your aura might be invisible, it's far from irrelevant. In fact, it's one of the most profound elements in understanding how we relate to one another. Think about a time when you've been in the presence of someone who felt off. You might not have been able to explain why, but their energy made you uneasy. Or perhaps someone's presence made you feel calm and understood, even without a word being spoken. That's the power of the aura at play. It's not just about what people do. It's about the energy they carry with them and how it interacts with the energy around them. So what does this mean for you? If we accept that our auras are constantly shifting and influencing those around us, then it's important to start paying attention to the energy we project. Are you aware of the energy you're giving off? Does it align with who you want to be? It's not enough to simply look at your actions. You have to understand the underlying currents of energy that guide them. Your aura is telling a story, and the question is, are you listening to what it's saying? Carl Jung's work dives deep into the unconscious mind, where much of our behavior is shaped by hidden forces we are not fully aware of. Now, imagine that your aura, this invisible energy you radiate, is a direct manifestation of these unconscious forces. What if I told you that your aura doesn't just reflect your conscious self, but also the parts of you buried deep in the shadows, those hidden fears, desires, and unresolved conflicts? Jung believed that much of our life is driven by elements outside our conscious awareness, the so-called shadow that we keep hidden from the world. The aura, in this sense, is no different. It's not just a casual reflection of your mood or personality, but an energetic expression of your inner world. It's shaped by the unconscious patterns that govern your actions, often revealing more than you realize. Have you ever met someone whose energy seemed to unsettle you for reasons you couldn't quite articulate? Maybe, just maybe, their aura was an expression of a subconscious conflict, something buried deep within that you weren't prepared to face. Think about it. When you walk into a room, your aura doesn't just carry your personality traits. It carries your fears, your insecurities, your hopes, and even the unresolved parts of you that you haven't dealt with. And these hidden forces are felt by others, even if they aren't aware of it. This is where things get complicated. People's reactions to you aren't always about you. They can be about the unconscious elements within them that resonate with the energy you're putting out. Your aura is a mirror, reflecting not just who you are, but what others are unwilling to confront within themselves. The connection between Jungian psychology and your aura lies in this. Your energy reveals things about you that are often far beyond your awareness. It's not just a superficial exchange. Your aura can signal to others things you may never have fully understood about yourself. The question then becomes, what does your aura say about your hidden self? Do you even know what it's revealing, or have you been operating blindly, unaware of the power you carry with every step? We live in a world that loves to compartmentalize and label. But the aura doesn't fit neatly into any of these boxes. It's a fluid, constantly shifting expression of the deepest recesses of your psyche. When we acknowledge this, we begin to understand that our behavior, our energy, is far from random. It's a complex dance between our conscious selves and the powerful, hidden currents of the unconscious mind. Your aura is the physical manifestation of this dance. The question is, how aware are you of the invisible forces influencing your every move? So, the next time you encounter someone whose aura feels overwhelmingly strong or weak, ask yourself, what unconscious forces are at play here? What parts of their shadow are being exposed? And how might your own aura be revealing the parts of you that you've been unwilling to confront? The truth is, our auras aren't just energy fields. They're the open doors to our most primal and hidden selves, and understanding them is the first step in unlocking our true potential. It's strange, isn't it? How sometimes you walk into a room and you just feel it, the energy shifts. There's a sudden tension in the air. People either gravitate towards you, or they recoil as if your very presence is an invisible force, pushing them away. But it's not magic. It's not coincidence. It's your aura, an energy that has the ability to affect others in ways you can't even begin to imagine. The truth is, your aura doesn't just reflect your mood or personality. It reflects something much deeper. It carries an energy that others pick up, whether they acknowledge it or not. People who resonate with your energy are drawn to you, seeking the comfort, power, or confidence they feel emanating from you. But there are others, perhaps unknowingly, who sense something that disturbs them in a way they can't explain. Your aura doesn't align with their own, and this misalignment triggers an instinctive discomfort. Why is it that some people can't handle a strong aura? The answer might lie in the difference between what they want to face versus what they're capable of facing. A powerful aura brings a raw energy that often forces people to confront their own discomforts, doubts, and insecurities. It's not about you. It's about what your energy stirs in them. Think about it. When someone projects a radiant aura of self-assurance, it can unintentionally highlight the gaps in someone else's sense of self-worth. The more powerful your energy, the more others may subconsciously see it as a threat to their own identity. This isn't to say that everyone who reacts negatively to you is weak or insecure. It's a much more subtle force at play. A person might not be conscious of it, but they may be internally unwilling to face the parts of themselves that your aura brings into their awareness. Your presence becomes a mirror, showing them things they haven't yet reconciled with. And the discomfort they feel isn't necessarily about you. It's about their own inner struggles they aren't ready to confront. It's crucial to understand that these reactions aren't personal. When people react to your aura, they're not necessarily rejecting you as a person. They're rejecting what they feel within themselves. Your aura acts as a magnifying glass to their unconscious fears, highlighting what they may be suppressing. So, next time you encounter someone who can't quite seem to handle your presence, ask yourself, is it really you they're rejecting, or is it the reflection of something inside them they'd rather not face? This is the unseen force at work, the hidden power of your energy, the aura that speaks louder than words. And as unsettling as it may be, it's a reminder that every interaction is layered with unspoken truths. People may not understand why they feel what they feel around you, but you, if you choose to be aware, can begin to understand how deeply your presence affects the world around you. What if I told you that your aura isn't always a source of light? Yes, a powerful aura can attract admiration and respect, but it can also stir discomfort, insecurities, and even jealousy in others. It's not that they consciously dislike you, it's that your energy has a way of pulling out the darkness in them. The parts of themselves they've ignored, repressed, or simply don't want to face. Your aura, without you even knowing it, can act as a mirror to their shadows. It's easy to think that people's reactions to us are just about who we are on the surface, but the reality is far more complex. When your aura is strong, it pushes the boundaries of what others are comfortable with. It challenges their sense of self, making them question their own values, insecurities, and unspoken fears. Think about it. Have you ever felt threatened by someone who was simply too confident, too calm, too sure of themselves? That's not about them. It's about you and the shadow they're bringing into your awareness. The shadow side of a powerful aura is a concept deeply rooted in Jungian psychology. The shadow refers to the parts of ourselves that we hide away, not because they're inherently bad, but because they're too difficult, too painful to confront. Now imagine someone with a strong aura, someone whose presence demands that you take a hard look at yourself. Their energy could inadvertently shine a light on these hidden aspects of your psyche, and that's where the discomfort comes from. It's not them you're reacting to, it's your own internal chaos. This isn't a simple case of jealousy or dislike, it's a deeper psychological mechanism at play. When your aura activates someone's shadow, it can trigger intense emotional responses, defensiveness, fear, frustration, or even aggression. They may not even understand why they're reacting this way, but their subconscious is telling them that something within them needs to be addressed. Your energy forces them to confront what they've buried deep within themselves. And not everyone is ready for that kind of self-awareness. At the same time, this is where the power of your aura lies. You're not just walking through life creating superficial connections. You're creating an environment where people can either grow or shrink. When someone feels threatened by your energy, it's often an invitation for them to look inward. Your aura becomes a catalyst for their own internal work, whether they're ready for it or not. And when people react negatively to you, it may be because you've exposed something within them they would rather keep hidden. So the next time you feel the tension in the room, When someone seems uneasy or withdrawn in your presence, ask yourself, what part of their shadow are you revealing? Is it their insecurity, their fear of failure, or maybe something they've been avoiding for years? Your aura isn't just a reflection of who you are, it's a reflection of who they are too. And the discomfort they feel, that's their opportunity for growth, even if they don't see it that way yet. Have you ever wondered if the energy you project is truly you, or just a mask you wear to protect yourself? Your aura, that invisible field of energy that radiates outward, might not be as transparent as it seems. What if it's not just a pure reflection of your inner essence, but a carefully constructed shield built by your ego to guard the vulnerabilities you refuse to face? The truth is, our auras often reflect more than we're aware of. They're tinted by our subconscious needs, insecurities, and desires. The ego is a powerful force, constantly working to shape how we're perceived by others. It builds an image, a persona, to protect us from the harsh realities of rejection, failure, or exposure. But this persona, as Carl Jung would suggest, is not the true self. Instead, it's a mask we wear to keep our deeper fears and wounds hidden. And sometimes, the energy we project is nothing more than a reflection of that mask, a carefully constructed aura designed to impress, intimidate, or influence others, while keeping the real, raw parts of ourselves locked away. When you interact with others, their perception of you isn't necessarily based on who you are in that moment. It's shaped by the aura you project, whether consciously or unconsciously. This aura, built by the ego, might be sending signals that you're stronger, more confident, or more put together than you actually feel. But what happens when that mask starts to crack? What happens when someone sees through it? Suddenly, the aura you've worked so hard to cultivate begins to unravel, and the tension between your true self and the projected self becomes more palpable. But here's the catch. This energy, this aura, is not always under our control. It's shaped by everything we suppress, everything we refuse to acknowledge. So when you find yourself pushing people away, or perhaps even attracting the wrong kind of attention, it might be time to ask yourself, what is your aura really hiding? Is it the real you, or is it a facade built to keep the world at arm's length? Are you protecting your vulnerabilities, or are you simply masking them with layers of ego-driven energy? Your aura doesn't just carry the energy of your ego, it can also expose it. Others pick up on the energy of your persona, whether they realize it or not. And this can lead to misunderstandings, misjudgments, or misplaced connections. The ego often feels threatened when it perceives that others see through the mask, and that's when defensive behaviors kick in. But what if, instead of hiding behind this energy, you allowed yourself to be more authentic? What if your aura was less about controlling perceptions and more about truly connecting with others on a deeper, unguarded level? As unsettling as it might feel to confront, your aura might be the ultimate reflection of the mask you wear. So take a step back, look at your own energy and ask, are you hiding something deeper beneath the surface? Is your aura a reflection of your true essence, or is it just a projection of a self you've built to survive the world? And most importantly, are you ready to face the reality behind it? In a world obsessed with conformity, where fitting in is seen as the ultimate measure of success, standing out can be perceived as a threat. Your aura, whether bright and magnetic or intense and dark, has the power to disrupt the delicate balance that society strives so hard to maintain. When you exude energy that's unapologetically yours, something happens. You become a mirror for others, reflecting their insecurities, their unacknowledged fears, and their buried desires. And this is where the discomfort begins. Think about it. How many times have you encountered someone who, without saying a word, commanded attention? That person with a presence so palpable that it's almost overwhelming. They don't fit the mold. They challenge the narrative that says you must shrink yourself, blend in, and follow the crowd. Society doesn't know how to handle people like that. So instead of embracing the authenticity they bring, society often pushes back, labeling them as too much, unrealistic, or even dangerous. The very essence of what makes you different, your aura, can be seen as a rebellion against the established norms. Those who possess strong, undeniable energy are often viewed with suspicion, like they're a threat to the status quo. Your unapologetic self-expression may make others feel uncomfortable because it's a reminder that they've been playing small, hiding in the shadows of mediocrity. When someone's aura refuses to be muted, it forces others to question the very life they've accepted. And that is uncomfortable. In a way, society's reaction to strong auras is a reflection of its collective fear of individuality. It's as if society is built to maintain a certain level of harmony, but not the kind that fosters growth. Rather, it maintains a stagnant comfort zone. The ones who challenge this order, the ones with a strong presence, are often marginalized, misunderstood, or silenced. But why? Why do we fear those who dare to be different? Why is their power seen as a disruption rather than a source of inspiration? What would it look like if society embraced those who stand out, instead of stifling them? What if we allowed each person's aura to shine without fear or judgment? Could we create a world where the uniqueness of individuals is celebrated rather than feared? It's time to ask ourselves, why do we accept the mundane and fear the extraordinary? And more importantly, why do we allow society to dictate how we express our energy and live our truth? The truth is, society is not just afraid of people who challenge it. It's afraid of what happens when we stop playing by its rules. It's afraid of the change that comes when individuals step into their power, when they stop hiding behind facades, and when their auras speak louder than the quiet voices of conformity. Are you ready to step into that power? Because when you do, you may just find that the world around you isn't as ready to handle it as you are. Have you ever felt a sudden shift in the energy around you? That subtle but undeniable change in the atmosphere when you walk into a room, or when someone else enters your space. It's not just your imagination, it's the power of your aura. But here's the catch. You only tap into that power when you truly understand it. Most people go through life unaware of the energy they're projecting, and in doing so, they miss out on an incredible tool for connection and influence. The truth is, your aura isn't just something you should try to control or suppress. It's not a burden, it's a force. A force that, when harnessed, can create deep and meaningful relationships, open doors to opportunities, and allow you to truly stand in your power. The problem arises when people live unaware of their energy, unaware of the invisible influence they wield over others. It's like having a superpower and never realizing you have it. Imagine walking into a room where your energy fills the space. Your aura is a reflection of your self-awareness and your understanding of who you are. When you embrace it, when you stop fighting the natural flow of your own energy, something remarkable happens. You stop draining yourself by trying to be someone you're not. Instead, you begin to attract those who resonate with your true essence. The more in tune you are with your aura, the more aligned your connections become. No more wasted energy on trying to impress or fit into molds that aren't yours. But self-awareness is not just about recognizing the power of your aura. It's also about understanding the impact it has on others. Every interaction, every conversation, every glance is colored by the energy you emit. People will either be drawn to you or repelled, not just by what you say, but by the invisible force you project. If you don't understand the ripple effect of your aura, you'll be left reacting to situations instead of consciously shaping them. What if you could shift your aura consciously to align with your goals, your values, and your desires? What if, by simply being aware of your energy, you could influence the world around you in a way that feels effortless? The most successful people aren't those who push, force, or strive with constant effort. They're the ones who understand their energy and allow it to flow freely, knowing its power to transform not only their lives but also the lives of others. Self-awareness doesn't just make you powerful, it makes you untouchable. When you are fully in tune with the energy you project, you become unshakable in your interactions. No longer will others be able to drain your energy, manipulate your presence, or project their insecurities onto you. Instead, you'll stand firmly in your own power, creating connections that elevate both you and those around you. It's time to embrace your aura, not as a problem to manage, but as the unique gift that it is. When you understand it, you don't just navigate the world, you shape it. Have you ever felt like something's just not quite right in the world around you? Like you're seeing things others can't, or sensing energy that doesn't align with the surface-level interactions everyone else seems content with? What if this sense of unease, this feeling of being out of sync, is actually a sign of your awakening? The truth is, your aura has already been communicating. It's already been working its magic long before you understood it. The difference now is that you're becoming aware of its power, and with that awareness comes immense responsibility. It's easy to believe that your struggles, your discomfort in certain situations, means something's wrong with you. Society may even push this narrative, that you need to fit into their mold, play by their rules, and mask your true essence. But here's the revelation: you're not broken. You're awake. While others are asleep in their complacency, you're beginning to tap into a deeper understanding of the energy you project and the impact it has on those around you. The discomfort you feel isn't a flaw, it's a sign of growth, a sign of clarity. The world as it stands isn't ready for you. Not because there's anything wrong with you, but because you're seeing things they refuse to acknowledge. You're standing on the edge of self-awareness, aware of your power, and of the invisible forces that shape your reality. And guess what? That's exactly why they can't handle you. They haven't awoken yet. They're still trapped in the comfortable illusions they've built around their lives. But you see through them. Now it's time to let go of the narrative that makes you feel like an outsider. The discomfort you experience in social situations, the judgment you face, these are not signs that something is wrong. They are signs that you are different, that you're stepping into a realm of understanding most are too afraid to enter. Embrace your energy. Own it. Stop hiding behind the mask, and start letting your aura flow freely. As you move forward, realize that the impact you have on the world is not accidental. The energy you project is not something to be feared, but to be celebrated. It's your tool for creating meaningful connections, for attracting what's in alignment with your true self. But in order to do that, you must embrace it. You must stop doubting the power of your presence and start using it to shape your reality. So stand tall. Be unapologetically you. The world may not be ready to fully understand your energy, but that's their issue, not yours. And in time, as you continue to shine, others will either rise to meet you or fall away. You are not the problem. You are the awakening. And when you embrace that, everything shifts. If this video struck a nerve, you're not alone. And if you want to go even deeper into why people feel uneasy around you without ever saying it, watch our previous video. Carl Jung's view on how people secretly reject you. It'll open your eyes to truths most people aren't ready to hear. And if you're ready to keep waking up to who you really are, subscribe. This is just the beginning.